On the Business Courier front page centerpiece this week, for 5 straight years, the Cincinnati Bengals have earned a trip to the playoffs. But success on the field hasn't resulted in sold-out crowds in the seats. That's led some to ask, whatever happened to the jungle? The Bengals ranked 28th in the 32-team National Football League in attendance and 25th in tickets sold as a percentage of stadium capacity. The Bengals failed to sell out for 5 of their 8 home games this season, landing among the poorest in the league. The problem isn't new. The Bengals have ranked no better than 21st in percent of capacity in the 5 consecutive playoff seasons. And sellouts matter. Attendance is the best measure of fan loyalty, of how deeply invested a city is in its football team. Economically, more fans means more cash for signing players, hiring coaches, and improving facilities to draw free agents. Business Courier reporter Steve Watkins looked into the ticket sales situation and wrote this week's cover story. He joins Business Watch producer Kelly Leon in the studio with more. Steve and Kelly.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for being here this morning.
Sure, glad to do it.
So they have been winning and making the playoffs. What's the problem?
Yeah, it is hard to figure, isn't it? Well, there are a few problems. One is a league-wide issue, which is the at-home experience of watching on TV, on places like Local 12, of course, have become so great with people following fantasy football, watching DirecTV Sunday Ticket so they can watch all the games, that it's tough for stadiums to compete and draw people. Nevertheless, the Bengals are still below the league average, and that's a league-wide issue. But there are a few other things. People are still disenchanted with the stadium deal. Some of it goes back to that. People are unhappy with Mike Brown, and the Bengals have been winning, but they still haven't won that crucial playoff game, so people feel like, well, it's the same old Bengals. They're making the playoffs, but they're not going anywhere.
So what do experts say they have to do? Obviously, win a playoff game is one of the answers.
Win a playoff game would be one of the big ones. I talked to Lance McAllister at WLW. He said that's the holy grail of fans showing the Bengals showing progress to the fans. So that'd be one big deal. Some of the other things just involve, you know, the team. Lance actually said winning a Super Bowl is what it might take.
Oh, that sounds good.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just the performance on the field and really getting fans to believe that this team is for real and not stuck in the same rut.
And what did the Bengals organization think about this? And are they doing anything?
Yeah, well, they are. In terms of selling tickets, they are pushing very hard to sell out the entire stadium all of next season. They hired a new ticket sales director. He said they've got some new initiatives to connect with fans and potential fans to try to get people to buy tickets. And they even connected selling some of the playoff tickets to the Steelers game to buying season tickets next year. He said, the Bengals ticket director, that it's a major push for the organization to sell out the stadium.
And you talked to a few people in your story who dropped their season tickets. Are you hearing that frequently?
Yeah, there are quite a few, and the reasons vary, but they all come down to a lot of the things we talked about. Mike Brown, the stadium. One fan said it's a losing culture that he thinks comes from the top. But a lot of them mentioned if they win a playoff game, that would help bring them back. So hopefully that's happened by now.
Well, and speaking of that, we do tape early before Saturday night. So hopefully, as you're viewing this, they have won that game. I'm quite confident that they have.
Let's certainly hope so. It'd be good to slay the Steelers for a change, wouldn't it?
Going out on that limb there. Yes, yes. Let's hope. All right, great story, Steve. Thanks for being here, and hopefully we'll have you back to talk about that Super Bowl.
That would be fantastic. I'd love to do it. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you soon then.